Okay.
And just one other thing before I go, I'll just take this off air. What makes you think that God is supposed to be moral? The last call you were whining about 50 billion children dead. Well, what makes you think in the Bible that he's supposed to save people?
I don't, okay, wow. In that particular case, we're talking about a particular definition of God where God is predefined to be moral. Christians think their God is moral, that they think he is the perfectly moral being in the universe.
Of human morality,
I don't
right?
think that thing exists. I don't think that a God necessarily needs to be moral. I think that it's just as likely if a God is out there that it is immoral or amoral or no more moral than anybody else. I'm not doing the defining here. This is the traditional philosophical problem of evil, otherwise known as theodicy, which depends on a specific definition of a God. We weren't just sitting around whining about how immoral a God is. We were talking about a specific philosophical argument that predefines God to be moral.
Yeah, well, I don't think God owes us anything. I think we betrayed him, and he's getting his revenge on us.
I'm sorry that you have been convinced of something so absurd that you are willing to shrug off your own self-worth for what can only be described as monstrous. Clearly the God you believe in is not morally good.
If you had children and they betrayed you and say they slapped you in the face...
Sure, would I throw them in the basement and torture them forever? No, because that's immoral and wrong.
What do you mean? If they're your children, you made them, they're supposed to love you.
Do you think it would be okay for you to throw your children in the basement and torture them for the rest of their lives because they don't love you and because they betrayed you?
This is by
analogy to the Christian God. Do you think that's morally correct?
Well,
Matt's making an analogy to the Christian God.
Think about it some more, Bob. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for calling, Bob.
The content of this video is produced by the Atheist Community of Austin, a nonprofit educational organization promoting positive atheism and the separation of church and state. If you enjoyed this content and are willing and able to provide a donation, please visit the website below.